Marathon, Bungie's coolest IP. We're in the midst of unlocking a way into the lost Starship runners. After such a long time, we will finally have an opportunity to walk the corridors of the Marathon for the first time in over 30 years. The ARG for Marathon has been some of the coolest content I've ever seen from a video game. It's really cool to see everything happening in real time, and while my participation has been sparse compared to the likes of others, I'm still enjoying the ARG like everyone else. Since the interior of the Marathon ship has been on everyone's mind lately, I wanted to give a brief overview of the Marathon as a means to share one of my favorite things about the original game. In a level that feels very chaotic, the area I'm alluding to can be easily overlooked as you do your best to find a save station. But before we can go exploring on the Marathon proper to discuss the fifth dimensional implications of a certain section of Starship, I'll begin with an abridged history of the Marathon project. As an overview, the Marathon is an extrasolar colony ship that has seen better days. Its estimated 300-year journey ended with a sudden renovation to G-force sunbathing by way of the Four. Made out of the former moon of Mars, Deimos, the Marathon is a controversial project that chose expansion over preservation. Most of Mars would have preferred if their moon was used as a cargo and resource in-system transport instead of a colony ship, but unfortunately for the Martian people, this was not the case. Now the lost Starship hangs above Tau Ceti 4, inhabited by cloaked organic computers and a rampant AI instead of ferrying supplies from Earth to Mars and back again. Needless to say, I am very excited for this map to unlock and very nervous about what lurks up there. Seeing the progress of the ARG and participating as much as I can on my own fills me with a deep sense of community. It's fun working cooperatively on a goal, so I hope you understand my trepidation about completing raid-like mechanics in a PvP environment. When I hear raid-like mechanics, I often think of the following: standing on plates, passing or dunking a buff, a jumping puzzle, reading and calling out symbols, and a DPS phase. I'm curious to see what Bungie means by raid-like mechanics and how well that translates into a PvP game. Going back to the ARG, I'm also curious if these terminals will stay in the game long term. It would be a shame to lose dope voice lines like this.
Board the Marathon. Challenge your understanding. I promise, you will suffer. But the answers you hunt will never come easy. And the glory you seek is found amongst the stars.
I hope they're counted in the plans for evergreen content within Marathon. Perhaps they'll be a part of a future priority contract that new players will need to complete in order to unlock access to the Marathon. Until then, let's discuss the Marathon as it was. In the 10th level, Bob BQ, we are tasked with saving as many Marathon crew members as possible. These crew members are referred to with the acronym BOB, standing for Born on Board, and our job in this level is to shoot as many Bobs as our job in this level is to stop the Four from capturing the Bobs. Yeah. This level is cool for a number of reasons. Aside from the multiple 4 that you'll encounter, there are a number of marathon crew and staff doing their best to survive amidst the chaos. For an added layer of difficulty, there is an optional Vidmaster challenge in this level. The goal of the challenge is to save as many bobs as possible. Completing this challenge rewards players with what some refer to as the grandest prize of all, praise from Leela in the exit terminal entry. The terminal reads, "You have done well." Leela goes on to say that the 4 are trying to create what we now recognize as the ending to Halo 2's Cairo Station level, and your next task will be to stop the bomb from going off. Conversely, if you fail the challenge, this results in no praise from Leela and no insight into the bomb that the 4 have brought into the engineering section. The failure terminal can significantly affect your morale going into the next level. The terminal reads, "You let too many crew members die. You have failed in your mission." Thankfully, the challenge has no bearings on the game's story, and not completing it means that if you ever play Halo 2, you'll think the Covenant bringing a bomb onto Cairo Station is a totally new and unique idea from Bungie. This is great news because sometimes the hallway is blocked by bobs, and it's easier to fire grenades indiscriminately in order to have a clear path around the ship. Especially if you're unfamiliar with the ship's layout, it can be frustrating needing to walk around bobs or wait for them to clear out of a doorway. If you're not here for the Vidmaster challenge, God will sort the dead, so fire away. If you are here for the challenge, the specifics are to save at least half of the bobs on the level. In total, there are about 27 bobs, meaning 14 get to live if they don't get in your way. This challenge is easier said than done, but it is doable. All in all, whether you do the challenge or you fail it, you still get to proceed to the next level. If you're up for the challenge, remember to save often and take your time. I know you can do it. With that out of the way, I want to talk about one of my favorite parts of this level, this hallway. This hallway looks more or less like every other hallway in Marathon, at least on the inside. But on the outside, we can see just how impressive this hallway really is. This is a really cool piece of game design and is always so trippy to look at. We can see on the map that as we travel down the hallway, it intersects with a hallway below it. Moving into the hallway below, we can see that the dimensions of this hallway don't account for the hallway we were just in. This clever bit of game design accidentally turns this area into a great example of a non-Euclidean space, and I'm so here for it. Obviously, this wasn't an intentional choice to be a quantum physics lesson, but there's always a possibility that was the case. Maybe. Beyond that, I just think this hallway is really cool. I could see how this would have been more groundbreaking in the 90s, but it's things like this that help spark the imagination of those interested in the story of Marathon. Given that the Marathon is supposed to be haunted, my mind always comes back to this odd hallway as an example of how weird this ship can really get. And while I don't believe the new iteration of the Lost Starship will possess the same level of non-Euclidean geometry, I'm hoping they keep things weird up there. Even if we find ourselves starting back in the original game, there always seems to be new details and fun secrets to uncover and share. The Marathon as it is now looks like it's going to be a spooky and brutal place, and I can't wait to explore it with everyone. In the meantime, I want to thank everyone for their support here and on Twitch. My current Twitch schedule is Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come and cheer me on as I pick myself up to run again after losing all of my loot on the marathon. Thanks for watching.
Like, comment, and please subscribe. And